there was one I was like, you know what? Let me go back and check this one out one more time. And I went back and revisited it, and I was like, oh my goodness, that was some incredible, brilliant, off the chain singing. So I had to put this on my list.
Okay, I have the exact same story.
Really? Hello, welcome back to the Picture Podcast. We are your hosts, James
and Stephanie.
Here on the Picture Podcast, we're passionate about good music and a great vocal. We'll always use the vehicle of NBC's The Voice to give you our take and our feedback on each contestant's vocal and overall performance. Season 27 is over. We are on the summer hiatus, the hot, steamy summer hiatus here in the Mid-Atlantic states. We get no relief, but
none.
The Picture Podcast must create content because we love to do what we do.
Yes.
So we are in the best ofs. Each round, we give you our reminisce on the love we had for this season. And we are at the playoffs, the last round before we go to the lives, which was really nice. I have a surprise playoff that I didn't think I was going to go back and revisit, because I tend not to revisit ones that I didn't listen to multiple times, but there was one I was like, you know what? Let me go back and check this one out one more time. And I went back and revisited it, and I was like, oh my goodness. That was some incredible, brilliant, off the chain singing. So I had to put this on my list.
Okay, I have the exact same story.
Really?
Yeah, there was one that I was like, I remember that being good. But there's so many good ones, and then I was like, let me go back and listen to that again. And I was like, oh, you'd have messed up my list.
It was spectacular. I went back and listened to this one. I was like, yeah. Without giving too much away, because if I said one thing, I think I'd give it away.
You probably would.
But I'm not going to.
Okay.
But I just went back and I just was like, oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
What was I thinking? And I hope this person listens, because I want to, well, no, I'll say that later.
Okay.
I'm going to say that. No, I'm not going to save that for it, because I don't know if this person, you know what? We'll just talk later.
Okay.
If you have not tuned in before, season 27 has commenced, and we always like to look back over the season and pick our top 5 favorites of each round. And we release the 5 by volleying back and forth, by giving our favorites and trying to, give a fresh perspective, because we'd love for you to go back and look at our podcast from the season to talk about that would show actually why because we review every performance and every performance that's broadcast, and say why this was one of our favorites. So with that, we always pick an extra or an honorable mention, or sometimes multiple honorable mentions, and we save that for our Patreon. And our Patreon is just $5 a month. And we love for you all to subscribe to our Patreon, because we not only give bonus content, we do early releases. Stephanie also does a lot of cool extra things, like reaction videos, Q&As. So without further ado, let's jump in and get started. Hey, how are you all doing? Let us know in the comments. Are you having a good summer? Is it hot? Stephanie, I am ready.
Okay.
to give our top 5 in the
Okay.
playoffs. And just to remind everyone, I said earlier, this was the last round of pre-taped
Yes.
sealing.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got a curveball at the end of this round.
Yes, we did.
Okay, and we'll talk about that later. All right. Do you want to start or you want me to start?
I'll start.
Go
So
for it.
my number 5 is the one that I alluded to that I almost didn't go back and watch, and I don't know why, because as James knows, this is one of my favorite songs. But the amount of people that were already on my list to just check out and watch was so overwhelming that I almost skipped this artist. But something told me to go back and look, and I did, and I was like, she got to be on my list. So at number 5, it is Ari Camille, Rain, SWV. So she is my number 5 because choice, 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 choice. And sometimes with a song that I really love,
I thought you were about to break in the song.
Oh no, not tonight.
Because you said sometimes. That's what I thought you were.
Sometimes. No, she ain't singing tonight. No, she ain't singing tonight. That's funny. I didn't even catch that. So sometimes when there is a song that I really love, if an artist makes some melodic different choices than the original, then that can be hit or that could be hit or miss. It was all hit. She knocked it out the park.
She did, sure did.
Melodic choice.
She got bumped out. That's funny that you're saying this, because for the same reason she made your list was the same reason she got bumped off my list, because of somebody making my list, which is crazy to me.
Okay.
Because this was fire. This was fire.
No, it was absolutely fire. Like melodic choice, delivery choice, dynamics choice, runs choice, unexpected choices, range, like everything. The way that she composed this performance, the way that she delivered these lyrics was just so fresh, so new, so young, so it just breathed new life into this song that I absolutely love. And what I get from Ari Camille is this Jersey, New York R&B swag in her look, in her vocal delivery, even in her performance. She performs a lot by putting her hands out like this. And I tend to, I don't perform when I'm doing worship at church, but I'm a handsy person as well. So I feel her delivery, and just watching this afresh this time around was just like, she has to make my list. Number 5, Ari Camille, Rain, SWV.
You know, I got a little depressed because I just really quickly looked something up. I'm afraid to even say this, Stephanie, but I'm gonna say it. In 2 years, this song will be 30 years old. Sorry, Stephanie. Sorry.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
Said,
that is so disrespectful. That's so disrespectful. Oh my gosh.
Why?
I mean,
no. You know why I said that? Because it was a good point. Because of what you said. You said she made it so fresh.
Mm-hmm.
She made it so new.
Mm-hmm.
And it's true.
Mm-hmm.
It's true, y'all. This song to me is timeless.
Mm-hmm.
And for her to take a timeless song and to make it fresh, says something.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree with you 100%. And to me, it's not only just choice with Ari, it was tone.
Oh, yeah.
Her tone.
Oh, yeah.
And it takes me back to why I thought her duet with Bryson was one of the greatest duets of all time.
Truly.
Because her tone is so undeniable.
1,000%.
90s R&B. It's so like when you hear a singer like Coco from SWV, you know instantly it's her.
Very distinct.
That is Ari Camille's voice, right?
Very distinct, yeah.
And that's why she brings such a fresh perspective to a year-old song.
You already said it.
I hate that she got bumped off my list, but the song, the song that made my list actually wasn't even number 5. They got bumped up to number 4
Oh, wow.
because it was so ridiculous to go back and
Okay.
listen to it. But my number
Okay.
5, I'm gonna come in strong with
He
my
says
number
this
5.
every week, y'all. He says this every week. He coming
No,
strong.
but Stephanie, this is gonna be real strong for you. This is gonna be real strong for you.
Okay.
My number 5, to just show you how deep my list is. My number 5 is Kaya Hamilton.
Oh, Kaya.
If You Love Somebody, Set Them Free by Sting.
If you love someone, if you love somebody, if you love someone, set them free.
Free, set them free.
And here's why Kaya has to be on my list. Kaya proved on this song how versatile she was. Okay, the versatility in this woman. She wasn't no 1, no 2, no 3 trick pony. Kaya could sing anything and bring, even though this was like more of a soulful R&B Sting, Kaya made it borderline.
Truly.
Like you wanted to
Truly.
start going to church with this version. Like it was like on the 1 and 3, right?
Yes, yes.
And like I was like, what? Like it was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy. And she did so many different just incredible things that were so difficult. And I remember talking about this. I was like, y'all don't understand. Like, Sting, because Sting was with her.
No, that was a
Okay,
previous
that was
season.
a previous season.
Yeah.
No, I'm getting that mixed up. But nonetheless, she did these incredible things with the bridge of
Mm-hmm.
this song,
Mm-hmm.
with the chorus of this song,
Mm-hmm.
and then with the verses. And it sounded like a straight, like, tent revival.
1000%.
And I just was like, where is she going with this? Like, I was
1000%.
like, yo, this is crazy, Kai. Like, so you and Paul, like the collaboration. And that's why I was like, she really is one of the most diversified singers on this show.
Truly.
She's just not an R&B singer. And she's
Truly.
just not an R&B pop singer.
You're right.
Like she can do and sing anything.
That's right.
So that's why I was like, oh my gosh, she's got to be on this list because it was so far out of the ordinary of what Kaya would normally sing on this show.
Yeah, it's very
But
unexpected.
it wasn't because it was undeniably Kaya. Kaya is one of those artists on the show. She reminded me of, now again, nothing like Patti LaBelle, but anything that Patti LaBelle sings, she pattifies it, right?
That's right.
You know it's her singing it because she's going to put her zhuzh on that song. And that's
1000%.
Kaya when she sings.
Absolutely.
Everything from her blind all the way through to when she got voted out.
Mm-hmm.
It was you knew it was Kaya every time she opened her mouth.
Right.
And that's why she was my number 5.
It's a brilliant number 5. Brilliant. So my number 4 is Adam David. I Shall Be Released by Bob Dylan.
I love it.
This was classic band BGV setup, artist, band, BGVs to the side. But the thing that made this not just an ordinary performance was his command. He had full command, full control. It was his show. For that 2.5 minutes, it was Adam David's show. Also, just the soul and the awe that was dripping off of his throat was just completely undeniable. But the thing I think that really made it outstanding, other than just the second verse, him snatching that mic off the mic stand and him preaching the second verse, was there were parts of this song that felt like they were just at the top of his range, right? And the way he sang those particular sections, just full throat with power and authority, was just so astounding to me. Like the holleration that came out of his throat, this just the the vocal release and vocal freedom that it felt like he was delivering this performance with was so astounding. And this one in particular was when I was like, if he keep bringing
I felt he started to pull away.
if he starts bringing this mix of artistry and authenticity,
And the way he was playing.
And the way he was playing and just making you forget that he was a contestant. I was like, he's going to win this thing. He has a really good chance of winning this thing. And we saw what happened. So that is why Adam David is my number 4. I Shall Be Released.
And the reason why he didn't make my list is because it just got better from here. You know me, I like a good holler, and Adam David started hollering after this round. He didn't give me much holler. He started. It's like he was like, Renzo, you can holler. Watch this, I can holler too, bro. Yeah, this was a great listen. And I can't believe he didn't make my list, but he just didn't because of this next one.
Okay,
this next one just threw it all off for me. And you're going to be blown away and then I'm going to reveal it because you'll know exactly what I'm talking about by what I'm right because of what I'm about to say. Because he was the person I was the hardest on.
Bryson.
And Bryson Battle. POV. My Lord. My gosh. I said the gall of you. The gall, Bryson. The gall of you. Everything. I totally forgot about this performance. Everything I asked Bryson to do, he did on POV.
That's interesting.
Everything.
Yeah.
He started off. Everyone knew what type of voice Bryson had.
Yeah.
You were like, huh? What'd you just say?
What? Speak up. Speak up. Speak up.
Are you being demure? Bryson, what?
Yeah.
Everything, when you have a big, huge voice and you can do all the things that Bryson could do, he did on POV. And he did it through probably 3/4 of the song.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
And again, if you've been watching this show in the years that we have, we knew who owned this song. Right?
Absolutely.
A previous contestant owned this song. Ariana Grande handed it to her. Right?
Yep.
But what he did on the last 25% of this song was nothing short of like pick your jaw up off the ground. He snapped. And I was like, Bryson, stop. Like, you're hurt. Please, Hammer, don't hurt him. Bryson, you're too young to know the reference.
Right.
But there used to be a song. There's a rapper called MC Hammer. I'm sure you heard of him, but he had an album called Please Hammer, Don't Hurt Him. Like, because seriously, like, you were hurting him. You were the holleration that was coming off those chords towards the back half of that song. And people were losing their shizzle. And it was so ridiculous. And it was so well plotted and so well timed and planned. And that was what I had wanted for Bryson the entire season. And I got it. And I don't know why I did not say that back then, because I was so hard on him, because I knew how talented. Stephanie, you know this. I always knew how talented Bryson was. Always knew it. And he gave me everything I asked him to give me, even though he wasn't listening to me. He gave me everything I wanted him to give in this POV offering. It was incredible.
Yeah, it
Go
was.
back and listen to it, you all. Like the arc, right?
Mm-hmm.
The journey he did with his voice, the
Mm-hmm.
story he told with his voice.
Yep.
It was just 2020, baby. Like it was just almost sheepish,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he let it go,
Mm-hmm.
and it was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
POV,
All
point of
right.
view.
POV.
Bryson
All right.
battled. He
So
battled it all right.
yes, he
That was
did.
my number 4.
All right. So my number 3 is Colby Cordell, Finesse, Bruno Mars. Why you do him like that, Colby? Why you do him like that? We was not ready. I
Don't hurt him,
wasn't.
Colby.
I
Don't hurt
wasn't
him.
ready.
Don't hurt him. Don't hurt him, church
Now
boy.
I should have been ready because his blind was up tempo. It was Luther. Never too much. So I should have been prepared for him to do another up tempo. However, for whatever reason, I was not. Well, that man commanded the floor. That man had 2 BGVs with him that were like giving as well. This was Marvin Winans turns secular. And if you don't know who Marvin Winans is, he was an 80s, 90s, very famous gospel singer from a very famous family. But just think of the stereotypical gospel male voice of the 80s, 90s. That is what Colby gave you with this particular selection. And I love when a song and when an artist come together, and I get into a little bit of a conundrum because you're singing finesse. Like there's a line in that song that says, I love the way it feels when we grind. But you're saying it with a gospel sounding vocal. So it's a bit of a conundrum for me because I'm feeling all kind of things. I'm feeling like, praise the Lord, that's inappropriate, but the singing is good and the oil is dripping, but I don't know how to feel, but I like it.
I call it the Jodeci effect.
It is the Jodeci effect.
Casey and JoJo effect. That's the effect that they used to have back in the 90s.
That is 1000% true.
They were pure, straight out of the church.
That's 100,000. That's true.
Singing "Forever My Lady."
So you're having my baby
out of wedlock. Church was like, what?
So it was just outstanding. It was, and just it got more gospel-y as we went. By the time we got to the back end, he snapped. And it was just like, I don't know what's happening, but I want to watch it 1,000 times more. It was so good. It was so good. Anytime you have Adam Levine standing, it was rare that Adam Levine stood for an artist, let alone an artist that wasn't even his, let alone like getting him to crack a smile during a performance half the time was difficult. But he was like cheering him on standing. Like that's how powerful and how prolific a performance this was. So it had to be on my list. Number 3.
I love it.
Colby.
I love it. Coming from a raspy recovery.
Yes.
From singing Stevie the week before.
Yes.
Does it hold? You better sing, Mr. Cordell.
You better sing.
You better sing, Bishop.
Yes.
My number 3. My number 3 is Lucia Flores Weissman. In my life.
And some are living in my life. I loved them all.
Like, we don't need to talk about Lucia's voice. We don't. It's just bananas.
Right.
Nuts.
Right.
Crazy.
Right.
But again, I talked about this during the podcast. Anyone. I don't know anyone. I've never known anyone on this show, with the exception of one other person, but they did it on the piano, that can just stand there with their instrument and nothing else and lay it down
Mm-hmm.
the way she laid it down. A
Mm-hmm.
perfect vocal
Mm-hmm.
with this her strumming her instrument.
Right.
It was perfection. I think like they were just every one of the coaches were just like
Mesmerized.
it just like they were like all looking like I can't do that. I can't do what she does.
They
I
can't.
mean, it was just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, Amy Winehouse and Adele, if they had a kid.
Yep.
And Duffy and Dusty Springfield and all those it was just ridiculous. And
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe I have two people in front of her. But I do.
He does.
This to me was quintessential Lucia.
Yeah.
It was quintessential. Give her anything more than just her voice and maybe one, if not two instruments at best, Stephanie.
At best.
And you're giving too much.
Right.
Because her voice in itself was more than just a vocal instrument. It was an instrument you play, right?
And we saw that prove true. Exactly what you're saying. We saw that prove true later in the lives when they gave her too much instrumentation. It was a bit too much.
You were like, what? No,
like,
no.
Turn it down.
Turn
Electric
it
guitar,
down.
turn her up.
Because I don't want to hear it. I want to hear her.
I want to hear her.
I want to hear her. Okay, can she just, you know what? I don't want to hear her sing lyrics. I just want to hear her imitate whatever instrument.
Right. Right.
This was so ridiculous.
It was.
I could hear her vibrato all day long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I could just Billie Holiday. Like you heard it. You heard every grade in her voice.
Yeah.
And again, I only compare her to one of the greatest singers to ever come on this show, be it Kim Cruz. Like you heard every grade in Kim Cruz's voice. You hear every grade in Lucia's voice.
Absolutely.
And I already talked at length about this performance, so I'm not going to go into it. But that was just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like crazy again, that it was just the silence was deafening.
Mm-hmm.
Like the non-background, where it was just her in the guitar. Like you could hear a pin drop.
Yep.
Yeah, I love it. That was my number 3.
Great pick. All right.
You want to flip it, or you want to?
It's up to you. We can flip it.
Yeah. Okay. And the reason why, because my number 2 was your number 3. Colby Cordell. Finesse.
Out here dripping, said it don't mean. Out here dripping in finesse. You know it,
It's happening. I don't think, with the exception of
Maddie Jane.
This is why Colby was so special, right? All the things that Stephanie mentioned, but there is rarely someone that comes on this show that you look forward to singing an up-tempo.
1000%.
Right? Maddie Jane was one of them.
Yeah.
We always look forward to her up-tempos.
Mm-hmm.
And Colby was another one. I always look forward to him. I was like, okay, we know that he can murder a ballad.
A ballad, yeah.
An R&B ballad. We know that. But you know what? I get excited. I get like on the edge of my seat when he does an up-tempo, because you know he's going to bring everything.
You know he's going to deliver.
You know he's going to bring everything to it. And Bruno Mars is not easy.
No, at all.
It is not. He is not easy.
Mm-mm.
He's rangy. You got to move. You got to have breath.
Yeah.
You got to have support. And you got to kind of work the stage and be all over the place. You can't stand there and just sing a Bruno Mars song.
No.
Even on Bruno's ballads, you can't stand there and sing a Bruno Mars song. Like even on like Leave the Door Open, with him and Anderson, you can't stand there with Silk Sonic. You can't stand there.
You better not.
You know. So again, Colby, his voice was recovered, so you got the full throat singing out of him, and
Yeah.
it was just exquisite to watch. It was
Yeah.
exquisite to watch him, like his BGVs and the band, how they reacted to him,
Oh
because
yeah.
the band was in the cut,
Oh
the
yeah.
background vocalists were in the cut,
Oh yeah.
he was in the cut, and it looked like he was just walking down the street.
Yeah.
It looked effortless.
Mm-hmm.
It was so amazing
Mm-hmm.
what he offered, and it was an up tempo.
It was up tempo.
So everything that Stephanie said, ditto, 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 and you're saying something when you're looking forward to someone doing an up tempo, because it rarely happens on these shows.
And it's rarely executed well because of all the things that you articulated.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So good. That was my number 2.
Okay, I'm going to make a bold statement. And the way our lists have been going, I could be very wrong. I think that I'm right. That my number 2 is your number 1.
Oh yeah. then oh my gosh, I don't know who you put in front of this one.
Yeah, you will be shocked by my number 1, but I will explain that in a moment.
You kidding me?
Yeah, my number 2 is Olivia Cooper Harris doing What Was I Made For by Billie Eilish. Now, we say all the time, these Billie songs are mostly untouchable. And you're mostly ridiculous if you think that you're going to tackle one of these songs on this singing competition. Number 1, because they're difficult. Number 2, because Billie is such a genius that her original of whatever song is just genius. And to think that you can do a Billie any justice is almost a little crazy. Olivia executed this masterfully. Her version was a nod to the original because of the whisper-esque quality that Billie delivered the song with, that Olivia chose to do for most of the song as well. But the really astounding thing that I don't think that I really articulated the first time that we reviewed this was how absolutely difficult it is to have the sound that she produced translate through TV. Like it almost mimics what Layla Hathaway does when she does the 2-tone, like the double tone type, you know what I'm saying, James?
Tritone. She has tritone. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
3 ways.
So it's almost like there's a regular voice, but then there's a whisper up under it.
Yeah, the overtones, undertones, yeah.
It's absolutely remarkable. Shout out to the sound engineers for that particular selection to have us be able to really hear, especially if you're listening with your good ears, the over and undertones that she was delivering. And I think that it was really brilliant that she told the story of this song with her vocal, her melodic choices, and the pronunciation that she gave some of the words. It really made you, if you hadn't already, it really made you sit back and listen to what was actually going on in this song. And she was able to deliver not only the story, but the feeling, the longing of this song. This performance was her professionalism and her skill level on full display. Because this was not just singing. This was art. This was art come alive. Vocally, auditorily, visually, everything. This was, as they say these days, this was a moment. It felt like a moment at the time. And going back and watching it again, I was like, this is a moment. This is a The Voice moment. So,
yeah.
Number 2.
Zero critique. It was done at such a high level that it could never be copied or mimicked, or
Right.
it should be studied.
It should.
It should be studied. The breathing should be studied.
Yeah.
The breath control should be studied. Like I've always said about Olivia, and she is my number one. Like I've always said about Olivia, and I love using Stephanie's analogy always. Like Olivia sings through her fingertips. She sings through her toes. Like everything about her screams singer, screams performance. No part of her body is not engaged.
Right.
Okay, she is engaged fully from start to finish, and every aspect of her is in the right place, right light, right location, every head turn, every lip pucker, like everything, like every eye squint, everything, every eye shift, the smallest of the minutest of details. If you go back and watch, it's I forget this. I think it was Tyra Banks or somebody said, how you know somebody is always doing the right thing is if you could snap a picture anytime and they're in a perfect position.
Absolutely.
And that is her.
Mm-hmm.
I think they say that about like gymnasts, like Simone Biles or whatever.
Yes.
Like you could freeze frame it at any second.
And lines are straight, head,
you
arms.
can hold the voice at any second,
right?
And it's a perfect tone.
Yeah.
And that's what you're getting. This song is one of Billy's masterpiece, Billy and Phineas's masterpieces.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they have probably like 20 masterpieces, but
they got a lot. They got a lot.
This song is so difficult to execute and execute well because everyone's going to always compare you to the perfection of a Billie Eilish. And this was to the perfection of a Billie Eilish.
Absolutely.
It was so incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Kelsey was did you see her? She was like this.
Oh, she was leaned. She was like literally, yes.
Like transfixed.
Transfixed?
Like time stopped.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
the type of performance. I remember watching it and being like, what just happened? It was a moment.
It really was.
Like Stephanie said, it was a moment in time.
Yeah.
Like, where were you when Olivia Cooper Harris delivered the impossible song?
Absolutely.
Perfectly.
Yeah.
Stephanie, number one.
Number one. Yeah, my number one kind of snuck up on me, but I think when I go through my list, I look for vocal. I look for vocal, of course. I look for performance. I look for what is actually happening and how many elements of performance we're actually bringing to 1 2 minute, 30, 40-second selection. And what I found with this one, it felt like this song or performance was like 5 minutes long, but in the best way. It just felt like it kept going on because there were so many different layers to it. You had instrumentation. You had a little bit of choreo. You had quiet vocal. You had holleration. And you had Pink. Connor James, Pink Pony Club, Chapel Roan. First of all, it is June. So for everybody or anybody that celebrates Pride Month, happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride. Absolutely.
This performance was everything. This was a sneak peek for the first week of playoffs.
Last day of June. Happy Pride.
Yes, it is yes. Yeah, this won't come out until after, but
right.
We're in it right now, so we're sneaking in it.
We are.
Yeah, this was the leak. And up to that point, I had not heard this song ever.
Really?
And I had not heard it. I don't really listen to a lot of radio. So I had not heard.
You remember? I think I've heard. I was 16-year-old, so
Yeah, I don't consume a lot of radio. I like what I like.
right.
And I just had not heard this one yet. Now, after I heard Connor's performance, then for whatever reason, I heard it I was listening to the radio more and I heard it everywhere. But I did not know this song prior to hearing Connor's performance. And the whole rest of that Friday, Pink Pony Club, heard a good beating at the Pink Pony Club. So I was like, okay, already this performance has made an impact on me. So like I said before I revealed, this performance had everything. He started at the keys with just him singing a verse. Then he got up when the song kind of gets more into like the pre-chorus portion of it. And then he comes back and sits down at another verse. And then when it's, stands up again, holleration to the gods. Okay. And then they got into that chorus the second time and he told the BGVs, come on. And they did step, touch, step, touch, step, touch, step. And he just looked like he was having the best time in the world.
A second for a good step touch.
Give me some unsolicited choreography in any of these performances. I love it. I love it. And the whole back end of that song, he just hollered it down. The runs, the execution, the choices. It was just all of it wrapped into one. There was so much going on in this one performance. And like I said, it felt like it lasted forever. It felt like I had to check back and make sure that it was still in the allotted time. And it was, but there were just so many elements going on, such as the song goes. If you know the song, you know, such as the song goes.
Oh, yeah.
But the fact that he was able to execute every single last one of them was like, this young man is a star.
He's a vocal beast.
He is a star. Like, he's just a star. And we got to see, I don't want to say every, but we got to see so many aspects of his artistry in this one performance. And it was just everything. It was just everything. He lit the stage and it was just pure joy. And again, the execution of every single last element was just so high quality. He had to be my number one.
I love
Pink Pony Club.
Yeah, great song.
So good.
Great song. And it's a very now song.
It's very now.
So yeah, that's awesome. Awesome that I love that you chose Connor.
Yeah.
All right. Stephanie,
yes.
Tell everyone what they need to hear.
Okay, I'd love to. Don't forget to follow and subscribe to the Pitchy Podcast on your favorite podcast platform. And while you are there, please give us a 5-star rating and a kind review so more friends can find us. And then after you do that, hop on over to YouTube if you weren't already there. If you were already there, click that subscribe button and the bell so you know when we drop a new video. Next, don't forget to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at The Pitchy Podcast and on Blue Sky at The Pitchy Podcast .bsky.social for new episode alerts, episode clips, and so much more. Last, friends, we are still on Patreon. We have so much good conversation on Patreon for only $5 per month. We give our honorable mentions and we talk a little bit more about our lists and the variations about our lists and some other odds and ends. And we have tons of content. You get this content early along with reactions and Q&As and so much going on over at Patreon. So you can always join us for free and we release some things for free to kind of get your little feet wet. But if you want to jump and dive all the way in, full access to all of our bonus content over there at Patreon, $5 per month.
Bye.
Bye-bye.